Welcome to another episode of Follow the Brand TV. I am your host, Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, a 5-star personal brand and business development company. I want to take you on a journey through another deep dive into the world of personal branding and business development using compelling personal stories, business conversations, and tips to improve your brand. By listening to the Follow the Brand TV series, you will differentiate yourself from the competition and build trust with prospective clients and employers. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Make it one that will set you apart, build confidence, and reflect who you are. Building your 5-star personal brand is a great way to improve your skills and knowledge. If you have any questions for me or any of my guests, please email me at grant.mcgaugh@5starbdm.com. Now, let's begin with our next episode on the Follow the Brand TV. Thank you, my audience, and joining us on another special week with an outstanding guest. You will not believe who we have today. We have someone who has come all the way from the NFL back at a time when I think I was a baby, but he was actually playing sports and doing his thing and playing with legends of the game who defined the sport in the 60s, 70s. That's when I really got intrigued with the NFL, and he's gone on to create a career not only in education, which he's done very, very well, but in the business and entrepreneurial world, and also an author of several different books. So I'm going to bring to the stage today Mr. Reginald Reggie Grant. Mr. Grant, how are you today?
What's up, Grant? How are you today? Grant McGaugh.
That's me, Mr. Grant McGaugh. We got Reggie out there.
Glad to be on your show.
Thank you. Thank you. I know you're out in California, so it's a little bit of a time delay, but tell us just a little bit about yourself. I gave a little bit of the bio, but no one can tell your story like yourself.
You have to tell your own story. You have to be your own brand. I love the concept what you've developed and evolved is follow the brand. Everybody is a brand. I have a book I wrote a couple of years ago, Managing Your Brand. You can pick me, but you must pay me. Manage your brand. You can pick me, but you must pay me. Understand that you are a brand, whether you're a high school student, a college student, a business professional, just early into the business sector, or a seasoned professional. You have to manage what's out there about you, and you have to be positioned and understand that it's important that you shape your story, that you position yourself to win. So I'm just a little guy grew up in Seattle, Washington. My parents moved 3,000 miles from Atlanta, Georgia to Seattle to give my sister, my brother, and myself the opportunities of a lifetime. And there was significant challenges in the 60s, when I grew up as a kid, I was a New York Jet in 1978. So that tells you my age. I'm at the back end. But I have the opportunity to work with young people and old people through my life and career. And I currently work with the Retired NFL Players Congress. We have a license with the NFL, a partnership with JH Design. We are the largest manufacturer of licensed jackets outside of China. And we're based here in Los Angeles. And again, we are owned and operated by former NFL players that have a life after sports. So no matter when you stop, and everybody stops, you have to continue to understand that life goes on. Are you prepared for that process? And so I have the honor and privilege to be here. And you can find us at playerscongress.com, the Retired NFL Players Congress. I'm the keeper of the gate that blocks everybody that tries to bring crazy deals to us and goes out and find deals that make sense. But again, if you go out in the market space, you go to NBA, NFL, MLB, hockey, and of course the NFL, odds are about 70% that we make that jacket that you're wearing. If you have a jacket, whether it be a polo, the bomber, or the Letterman type jacket, and if it's the high-end leather jacket, the odds go up even higher because we manufacture that stuff right here in Los Angeles. We import parts from components from internationally from China. We have components domestically here from the U.S., and then we assemble all that. And if it's a leather, we make it 100% right here in a 250,000 square foot facility. You have to check it out when you're in LA. I got to give you the grand tour. People come here and they go, woo, woo, woo. I said, you just don't think about that. But it's really interesting. And I actually work with Marv Fleming, the first guy to play in 5 Super Bowls. He was at an event I had on Thursday. Harold Jackson, who played 16 straight years for the Eagles and the Patriots, and of course the Rams. And Harold was there, and Chris Ward was my teammate when we played with the Jets back in '78. We were rookies together. He was at the event on Thursday. Reggie Berry played for the Chargers, and so we had a group of guys that were at one of our events on Thursday. And looking forward to our next event of September 9th. We're doing some things. We're cooking up some stuff for the Super Bowl. So we want to be involved. And again, we are business professionals. We understand, and I'm working with young people as well. I'm on the board of directors for the National Alliance of African American Athletes. For the past 29 years, we've nurtured and mentored and worked with African American males. And we've helped them to go through the wilderness and understand that it's about community, it's about service, and of course, preparing yourself for a life after sports. And no matter how good you are, how fast you run, how high you jump, at some time that ends. And George Lynch, the North Carolina great, we're working with him on some projects. So we work with a lot of guys that get it. And people just don't understand that it's all about empowering other people. And we work with these people to empower other people. And again, I work with the National Alliance of African American Athletes for the last 25 years. I was chairman for 8 years. You can find that at NAAAA.com. That's 4 A's, the National Alliance of African American Athletes, who put over 150 kids into the NFL. But more importantly, we have about a 99% college graduation rate. Nice. And these guys like Myron Rose, a Rhodes Scholar, now a neurosurgeon. We have politicians and lawyers and doctors and lots of business people that have come through that program. And that's again, it's probably more famous as the Watkins Award. And if you look at, actually, while I'm here in my office, I have a copy of this 75-pound heavy as boom boom trophy made by the same people that make the Heisman. That's on my desk. And again, we've been around 29 years and put over 150 kids into the NFL. LeVar Arrington, Shane Battier, Ted Ginn, Muhammad Massaquoi, Bryce Love, Joe McCoy, Josh Dodds, the list goes, Bobby Okereke. You know, we have about 15 or 20 active kids at any one time. And again, about 150 kids that went through that program. And our purpose in that program, and people always try to get us out of our lane, right?
Yeah.
To help, to mentor, to elevate, to uplift, to show them that our people that look like them, that understand the unwritten rules of the game and have a little bit of success.
Exactly.
So don't believe the hype. Don't believe the media. It ain't real. right? You have to find your own truth and tell your own story, because we have done phenomenal stuff. We are the purveyors of popular culture around the world. Again, I wasn't just a teacher. I was an English teacher, which is a rarity, a Black male English teacher in Los Angeles for 17 straight years. And I also taught international students. So we'd be in my international students' classroom sometime in the summertime mostly. And there would be, replicating the music of African Americans.
Right.
We are the purveyors, the creators, the innovators of popular culture around the world. Whether or not we always get credit for or get economically compensated, that's on us. We have to do a better job of making sure we get our money.
Is real. There's no doubt
that
the influence is there. But your influence, and I want to talk specifically about Reggie Grant. You just talked a little bit about that you went from, I believe you said, the South, Atlanta, Georgia, out to Seattle, which I have people out in Seattle. They live out there in the Rainier area. I think it's called Sky Lake area. And I've got people out there. Skyline. Thank you. Skyline. I know.
I was there a month ago visiting my mommy. Love your mommy. Tell your mommy you love it.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful area. I love it. It rains. But right now it's sunny. This is the time to go. It's really, really nice out there in Rainier. And I loved it out there. So my question is, as you were growing up, and you're talking about, you got in the NFL, you said in the 70s at that time. When did you start to realize that this is going to end and that I need to have that next stage of my life prepared?
Well, again, I was fortunate to be Willie Grant and Juanita Grant's son. So they prepared me to understand that this pea little brain of mine, that was my power. The athletic ability, that was my car to pay for college. That was my engine. But my real power was my brain and the education that allowed me to have a life long after I could run fast and jump high. I was a sophomore in high school when I realized that I could go to college, and I needed to figure out a way to pay for it since mom and dad couldn't pay for it. I'm the oldest of 3 children. And so, I said, I need to leverage this ability to run fast and jump high, because all the people that run the world have college degrees, not just money. They have college degrees. Those are the ones that call on the shots, whether you're in business, whether you're in high school. And it doesn't mean you're brilliant or you're smart. All it means is a way to open the door. And as I said to a young man that I work with, Jelani Jenkins, a former Miami Dolphin in Florida product, is, we just don't get as many opportunities, but there aren't as many doors that are open. So you just want to position yourself to get in the door. Once you get in the door, you can perform, right? You can fight the battle and do those things. It's about getting in the door and figuring out the layers of the unwritten rules of the game. So it's Willie and Juanita were my leaders and my mentors and my role models were my mommy and daddy. And then I was fortunate enough to run into some strong people that gave me, everybody likes to elevate somebody that's trying. And people just don't get that so much today. Oh, I just can't do it. No, if you're trying, there have been people that have uplifted me and elevated me because I was making an effort every day to try to get something done. And somebody came along and said, come over here, we're going to teach you something. And they taught me this, right? And then somebody else said, well, I recognize that work ethic. Come over here and I'm going to teach you a little bit of this. And so you just accumulate things, but you treat people with dignity and respect. You try to elevate other people. I try to convey this to my children. When I was a teacher, I was always that teacher that was a pain in the administration's butt, but I'd have such outstanding test scores. They wanted me, but I was just a pain to deal with, because my job was to elevate each and every child in my classroom to be empowered by them. They taught me more things than I taught them. I just taught them to believe in themselves, and that you can elevate yourself in so many ways. Don't buy the hype. Don't buy the boo-boo. There is information out there to elevate you. We all have power. We have skills. We have creativity. Just tap into who you are, and don't let anybody tell you can't do anything.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
Five-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.fivestarbdm.com today to learn more.
And you did this in Los Angeles County. You were a teacher in Los Angeles County for 17 years.
I was a teacher here in Los Angeles. Yes.
And you're doing now, because you're multifaceted. You're not a one-trick pony by any stretch of the imagination. This guy, yeah, I'm a teacher, over here, but I'm an author over here. I'm a businessman. You've done incubators, you've done accelerators. You have a fire in you. You want to see change happen, specifically in our community. That's what I get from reading your story.
Well, I want to empower other people around me. It's all about, I'm a businessman. I am a capitalist. Now, you a capitalist? You have to be. Now, this is America. You don't have to ask for permission. That's where we so many times fail. I'm gonna know. I had a little tax service in Oceanside, California one time, and somebody said to me, "They ain't gonna let no." It says the N-word. Open no tax service downtown Oceanside, cross street from City Hall, from the mayor and the police officer. And I said, "Boy, I didn't ask for permission. I just did it." Bam! And of course, I got to meet the mayor and the chief of police and all the people because I had the audacity to just do. And there have been times in my life when people are afraid of me, people are intimidated by me, people hate me. It's okay. I can sleep good at night, right? I don't take from anybody. I just do my thing. I am not Bill Gates or somebody, but I am self-sufficient. My kids eat every day. My mortgage is paid every day, every month, right? So that's what it's about. It's about self-sufficiency. That's the power of being an entrepreneur. I mean, I work with the Los Angeles Black Business Expo, which is a virtual event. Los Angeles Black Business Expo, they do that. I get the opportunity to work with the founder of that, Barbara Lindsay, who did founded that back in '89. I work here in this office with Bob Grant, who was the first he was one of the 3 Blacks that integrated major college football in the South at Wake Forest, and was the first Black to be drafted from a major school at 67 by the Colts, and ended up playing with Baltimore and then Washington. I get to work with Marv Fleming, the first guy to play in 5 Super Bowls, and we have conversations about him owning a Hilton hotel and driving his Rolls Royce and playing on an undefeated team. But it's all about a winner's mindset. Right. And not letting somebody else define you, define your parameters, define what you can achieve and do. I just do me. I get to work with Harold Jackson, who's been, again, he played 16 years in the league. I played a couple years. He played 16 years and did not miss a game. And he ain't no much bigger than I am. He's a beast in his mind, right? It's all about the mind. You have the power to do, you can do. And it's not about taking from somebody else. It's not about hating on somebody else. It's about elevating somebody else that elevates you. You get 1,000 times so much back from it. And it's just about empowering and being empowered. And just putting yourself around people that give you that positive energy. My wife will look at the news and see all this boo-boo going on. And I'm not putting that negative stuff in me. I'm going to find somebody like you to look at and listen to. I'm going to find somebody that's going to elevate me and add value to my life and to my brain. The brain is the most powerful instrument on the planet. And we are the most creative people on the planet. So, what we do so many times doesn't always get highlighted. The media
we have to
the
be our own sounding board. We've got to be our own sounding board.
Yes, that's why people like you are so important.
And that's us. That's like us on social media telling our story. This is the news according to Reggie and Grant. This is what's most important right now where we are, because it is important. I read up on some things they're doing in the tech world, some things they're doing in the accelerator world, that you are, I mean, I don't know how you even call it that. You were doing health IT.
I stay
like
in my lane. Again, you find something that you're passionate about, you figure out a way to get compensated. Yeah, I stay focused in my lane. I have a lot of relationships in the athletic field. Yeah. I have, been around the tech sector since '96. I work for the company that created the undos that you do in Microsoft Word. People don't understand it. .com, .edu, .org. That was some brothers out of the Philadelphia, Washington area that came up with that. They got bought out early, but you don't never hear their story, right? So along your journey, you get to meet people that are doing dynamic things. There weren't always a lot of us in the room, but there's always a lot of us doing stuff behind the scenes, making things happen. And that's what it's about, making things happen. And so I've just, used all of we are the sum of our experiences. And I just lived long enough to have a couple of good experiences and to add value to some people's life. I get to meet people from around the country. John Matthews has got a new esports technology that you play the video game and it gets hot, it gets cold. And if it's all that stuff happens, right? So that's a brother that's created that technology where people like Millicent has a great food product company out of South Carolina, where there's a sister who's had a devastating event in her life, and she created a hemp-infused tea, right? She's out of Irvine. Deshonda and her daughter, right? Her daughter co-founded this hemp-infused tea, and they're here out of so I get people around the country have the honor and privilege to work with. Johnny Jenkins, the former Dolphins, is now creating a new software that allows athletes to transition pro source out of sports and to do that in a more proactive way. So I just have the honor and privilege to work with a lot of smart people. I try to be in a room with people that are smarter than me so I can just elevate myself a little bit and learn something every day.
Well, you are connected. You are connected in the right places with the right people at the right time. And here's my question. Let's say because I here in South Florida, we have a small Black health IT tech community. They're looking to create applications to help our community, whether it's from a population health standpoint, anywhere from a telehealth standpoint, anything that they can do to decrease that gap in the access to care and also the accessibility as far as from a payment perspective. So accessibility and affordability are key in this world. So my question to you is, if you are a Black entrepreneur, you've got an idea, right? You've got a good idea. What are those next steps? How do you get access to capital? What do I need to do to take that next great leap to where this can become a reality?
Well, I have the honor again and privilege to talk to all kinds of people. There's a sister out of San Francisco that's got some phenomenal technology, and she's taken it from idea and software and concept into reality. She's raised about $6 or $7 million. But when you have those ideas, it's about, you have to organize your thoughts so that you can clearly articulate that to somebody. And sometimes it's better to just do your own thing, because when you take people's money, you're accountable to them. When you take people's money, sometimes they're not nice people and might not do right things. So you have to be very strategic in terms of who you create strategic alliances with. But you have to be proactive and do. You can reach out to me. There's 20 of me around the country. There's a Dr. Brown just received something from Dell where they're getting $5 or $10 million. They're out of Minnesota, right? So there's organizations, and there's another organization I talked to that's out of the Baltimore, Washington area. That's an incubator. So if there's people out there looking for you, you can reach out to me. You can always find me at Reginald Grant. Just Google me, Reginald Grant, reginaldgrant.com, and that'll connect you to me. You can send me an email or a text or whatever, and I'll connect you to any of my resources. That's never a problem. We want to add value to people, open the doors, and it's about staying focused, staying true, understanding that being an entrepreneur is not easy, right? But working for somebody and being miserable is not easy either.
Not at all.
Better than being in charge of your own destiny. Like I say, I ain't rich, but I'm self-sufficient.
You self-sufficient.
Understand that you are a brand, whether you're a high school student, a college student, a business professional, just early into the business sector, or a seasoned professional. You have to manage what's out there about you, and you have to be positioned and understand that it's important that you shape your story, that you position yourself to win.
Know your worth and your value, right? And take pride in that, everything that you are is valuable, no matter what you may be presented with, no matter what the outside world may try and tell you. Know your worth and your value, right? And there is pride in the color of your skin, your culture, your hair, everything about you, and take pride in that and walk in that. Because I think the biggest thing, when we start to shift the way we see ourselves and project that out, it just starts to change the way you see things that are happening in front of you.
But Bitcoin is the grandfather of all cryptocurrencies. And it, again, was designed to allow peer-to-peer transactions without a bank being in the middle. and they probably heard me say this, and I'm going to keep preaching it and preaching it until we get it. There are 3 categories of Black folks in America that are going to be decimated if they don't understand that money is changing. It's the first group of folks that have never heard about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, and they're just going to be blindsided when it becomes the absolute norm. The second groups of folks are Black folks in America that get into this space thinking this is get rich quick, because it is not get rich quick. It is slow and steady and calculated. This is a chess game. This is a marathon and not a sprint. The third group of Black folks that are going to be decimated is those of us that think we have it all. We've arrived. We've got our real estate in place. We've got our 401ks, our annuities, our houses in order, and we feel like this Bitcoin thing is not going to affect us, and we don't take heed right now and purchase what we need to purchase to secure our cryptocurrency foundation. There, we are going to be decimated in all 3 of those areas. So I urge you as a community, I urge you as a thought leader, I urge you as a business owner to figure out how you can get a hold of Bitcoin.
Now I got a good question to ask. Because now, of course, you've gone along a little ways down the road, but if you had to back up, start all over again, what would be that one thing you would change in your life to possibly make a greater impact?
The one thing that I could do would be personally just, I would have probably gotten education a little earlier. It makes such, you have such a tremendous impact as an educator on young people and young minds. I've taught long enough where I have fortunate enough to have had kids come up to me that are now parents and say, "Thank you, Mr. Grant." Right? Or somebody, I was at a Subway or I was at a Jiffy Lube getting my car done, and the manager happened to be some student that I taught, in one of my classes. And, those are the things, I had some students that I taught, international students even, that reached out to me and said, the impact I made on them by just, letting them know that they can achieve whatever they put their mind to. So it's all about empowering other people. I would probably been in education a little earlier and got out of it earlier too, but because it's hard, right? Yeah. Because you want to impact people, but it is physically, psychologically draining, and no one will ever pay you what you're worth except you, right? And there's nothing like the quality of life to be able to come and go on time frame. The kids get sick, you ain't got to worry about getting fired from your job. You just take off. I'm cancel all my appointments and go and take care of my baby, right? So there's nothing more satisfying than that, So I would just say that would be one of the biggest things, and just be open. My biggest thing is be empowered to learn. Even when I was teaching those 12, 13, 14, 15, 18-year-old kids every day, I learned something every day. Right. And hopefully I added value to their lives, but add value to somebody's life, and you never know how gratifying that is.
Now, here's the question. Now, because I hear a lot about this, and I work with a lot of different individuals. They're working full time, but maybe they're part-time entrepreneur. What in your life changed when you said, I am now going to be an entrepreneur full time? What was that impetus? What was that moment that occurred?
Well, you go through peaks and valleys. Now, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, right? So when I was in college, it wasn't like there was no name, image, likeness. You could get some extra money. So I figured out even in college how to do some things. And so people came to me with an idea. We started working on it, and we ended up having a little promotional company. And for 2.5 years, I went from learning how to cook biscuits and eating, starving, to having some gas money. Right. Okay, so I had the entrepreneurial spirit, but you work jobs. For example, one time I was early in the internet business, 96, 97. I was in an internet ISP business. So Earthlink, before, all those kinds of company merged together, took over. And I was in that space. I was learning. And then I said, I need to learn the software stuff. Right. So I went and found a job in the software sector. I learned as I earned.
I got you. Yeah.
And I turned that around, and I ended up starting my little software company. And we had, a little glimmer of success, and did some things and made some money. The .com bomb first happened, but we had competitors that were just like us, and they had 10, 20, 50, 100 times more money than us, and we crushed them. It was about passion. It was about knowledge. It was about just doing your thing. And so I've always been an entrepreneur. And so, at some point I had to have a job and needed insurance and all that stuff. That's why I was teaching, because I had kiddies and all that. Right. I didn't have kids, so I had turned a couple of corners and done some things in life.
Yeah.
But having a job, I'm nothing wrong with having a job. My mom worked many years. My dad worked 28 years for Boeing most of the time. And, I've had jobs. Nothing wrong with having a job, but there's nothing more fulfilling than being in control of your own destiny. But it's not easy road, but you can do things that are part-time that can allow you to move towards where you want to go. Even before I stopped teaching, I started positioning myself to make that transition. Right.
Understood.
So mentally, I positioned myself. I said, okay, I got 100 people on LinkedIn. And so I need to build that up. That's where the business people are at. So let me go there and start facilitating. At this point, I think I got 17,000 or something people connected to me on LinkedIn. So that becomes one of my direct marketing vehicles. So you just have to create a plan and strategy, manage your brand, and work towards whatever it is you're passionate about. And it's okay to fail. Oh, no, I failed. I lost. No, you will not succeed instantly in the first time. Failure is part of the process to success. If you're not doing, you're not learning what works and what doesn't. We just released some NFTs last week. It didn't go like we wanted it. We had to shift. We had to move some people over. We had to fire some people, kick some people to the curb, bring some more thoughts and energy together. But we're figuring out the path to success. And nobody, even if you were talking about athletes, you look at Michael Jordan, the greatest guy of all time, he was in that gym and missed a whole bunch more shots than he made to get to the ones that he made when it was prime time. So you have to prepare yourself for prime time. There is no instant gratification. And the old football coach, Vince Lombardi, said, success only comes before work in the dictionary, baby.
I always tell people I've never had a profession or a field. I've had a mission. And the reason I say that is that healthcare just is a vehicle to achieve my life mission. It is not who I have allegiance to. My allegiance is to all those people who are like my family, who for no reason but circumstance are good-natured individuals, loving, compassionate individuals who, for the absence of a possible opportunity, one different chance, one additional person to believe in them, could be in the seat that I'm sitting in right now. So I always tell people, you see me today, but I don't exist here. I exist in the future. And as long as I plan to do anything on this planet, I will exist in the future, because that's where excellence resides. And so every day and it also allows me to walk through the world each day in amazement, because this day was planned 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So all I'm doing each day is looking at excellence that I sought to achieve 5-10 years ago.
Man, who's your favorite podcaster? Man, Grant, man. I love Grant's podcast. Well, who's Grant? I'm going to send you the link. I love Grant.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Success only comes before work in the dictionary. My audience is going to love this particular segment. It's been a great talk with you, Reggie. And before we succeed, or I would say before we take off, I wanted to ask you, because when I look at your brand, I see a lot of different things there. You know, you are an author, you're an accomplished author, you are a speaker. Like, anybody listening to this podcast is like, oh, this guy, he can talk you out the building. I mean, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
All you got to do is be passionate about what you're talking about, and you tell the truth. It's just as easy to do it right as it's easier, because I don't have to give whatever money I done made back to anybody else.
True. So
we all come from nothing.
Here's why I ask you. This is your question. If you want to tell the audience anything that you want to leave them with, and you've said a lot of different things that throughout this entire episode that are gems that people can really sink their teeth into. And I know you got some things coming up that you're doing personally that you want to tell the audience about, so they can tune in to you and what the Reggie Grant brand is all about. I'm giving you the mic. Go for it.
Well, again, it's about empowering other people. You can find me at reginaldgrant.com. Just type Google Reginald Grant. There's hundreds of thousands of Reginald Grants in the world. I guarantee you the first 10 or 20, my shiny bald head is going to show up. So I position myself to win. So you want to consider that yourself, position yourself to win. And I say it's all about elevating other people. I can pick up the phone and call people I played with 30 or 40 years ago or have relationships with, because I value people. I've been in business with people that don't value people. Value people. If you have a bad idea and great people, you'll figure out a good idea to move forward. If you have a good idea and bad people, you're dead in the water. So try to surround yourself with people that elevate you so that you can elevate them. Right? It's all about people. It's all about making a positive impact like Grant does on his show. You know, you have to follow the brand. You have to put yourself in a position to win. And it's about elevating other people. We have NFTs by athletes. We work with other athletes. So we're hoping to empower them and understanding the opportunities there. We have athletes in cannabis where we do it. The ecosystem, we're trying to educate athletes about the opportunities available there. So we do a lot of things, but it's about empowerment. It's about education. It's about adding value. And that's all I have to say. Just add value to somebody's life today. Tell somebody you love them today. Enjoy the journey, not the destination, because once you get there, you want to go somewhere else. So today is cash, the best day of my life. Yesterday is a canceled check I can never retrieve. Tomorrow's a promissory note I may never collect. Today is cash. Tell somebody you love them.
Oh, beautiful. That's a drop the mic moment. This has been a very special adventure. This has been an adventure for me, not just a journey. This has been an adventure, and I love it. So I want our audience to definitely understand that they could tune into us and all of our episodes at www.5starbdm.com. You'll find Follow the Brand. We just started Follow the Brand broadcast as well. So we're going from podcast to broadcast. We are moving on up. We're going to have Reggie again on this show. We're going to definitely get him on the TV broadcast for sure. So talk to you later, Reggie. I really appreciate you. And thank you again for joining the show.
Pleasure's all mine, and I'll bring some of my crew, young and old, with me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-Star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
This is changing the entire model around digital interaction, where instead of needing to have people using a product for free and actually becoming the product in the back end, where I'm buying ads that are your data and you're not getting compensated for that, we can actually potentially move into a more fair world where everyone is agreeing upon the actual value of the data within a network. This is all open source technology, and it's been around for over a decade now. So anyone can and has been able to interact with this stuff for over a decade. The problem that I'm seeing, and that we'll continue to see throughout time, is that not everyone is participating.
The 5-Star BDM LinkedIn Social Selling course can help you stand out and attract the right connections and opportunities. We will help you professionally create your profile, provide personalized recommendations for improvement, and help you create and share engaging content to help you showcase your skills and expertise. Our 5-step course makes connecting with industry experts, finding job opportunities, and building meaningful relationships easy. Social selling can be an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Our course will help you solve the problems associated with digital networking. If you need help personalizing your outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. If you need help targeting the right prospects, this course is for you. With so much noise on social media, it can be challenging to cut through the clutter and get your message in front of the right people. Our course will personalize your messaging using our targeting tools and research. You can identify and reach the right prospects. We will also show how to deliver high quality, valuable content that attracts and engages prospects and clients. The 5-star BDM LinkedIn social selling course will address these challenges by implementing best practices. As a result, you can improve your social selling efforts and generate better results. Are you looking to improve your LinkedIn profile and reach a wider audience? Social selling is an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Some common problems we saw with social selling include lack of visibility. If your profile is not optimized or you're not actively participating in groups or sharing content, it can be difficult to get noticed on LinkedIn. Number 2, lack of personalization. Some businesses struggle with personalizing their outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. Also, difficulty targeting the right prospects. It can be difficult to identify and target the right prospects on social media, especially if you don't have access to robust targeting tools. And number 4, outdated content. If your LinkedIn profile or content is not up to date, it can give the impression that you're not actively engaged on the platform or that your skills and experience are not current. And lastly, poor quality content and not leveraging video and picture to convey ideas. To solve these problems, the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling Video course will help you focus on personalizing your outreach and messaging to better connect with prospects. In module number 1, the foundation, we will help you create high quality, valuable profile that will attract and engage. In module 2, the story, optimizing your LinkedIn profile to make sure it is complete, accurate, and visually appealing. In module number 3, the experience, using your targeting tools and research to identify and reach out to the right prospects. In module number 4, engagement, establishing a consistent follow-up process to nurture leads and build relationships over time. And lastly, in number 5, execution. Understand the metrics to help you measure your brand effectiveness. By addressing these challenges and implementing best practices, you will improve your social selling with the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling course. Listen to what others have said about 5-star BDM.
Grant, I'll tell you why I'm here, right? I'm here because I love your brand. When we started chatting on LinkedIn, we connected. I checked you out and I go, man, this guy knows what he's talking about.
You were definitely instrumental in helping to shape that knowledge of who I am. Because at first I thought, well, I am an actress. I am a writer. I am a producer. I am a speaker. And so I said, well, I must be a creative communicator. I know that there is a narrative thread here, but you nailed it when you said you are a storyteller. So you brought it all together in this cohesive title.
Sign up today to improve your social selling opportunities.
Personal branding is something that's become really important to me. It's very exciting. And when you identify and you recognize what it is, what it can do for you, and how to fertilize it, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And
Agreed.
In my example, we'll talk a little bit about some of these things today, but you overcome odds. And that's one of the coolest things for me is it's a tool that we all have available to us if we can leverage it properly to overcome odds, right? And so we'll talk about some of those things today, but personal branding is one of my favorite topics. I absolutely love it.
Tune in for our next show or click on our website at www.5starbdm/followthebrandtv. Thank you. Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius is coming.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-Star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for